If you didn't know, the IRS is now telling people they need to file their 2020 tax return to claim the stimulus check. I know a lot of you guys have had issues with TurboTax and H&R Block or information that wasn't in the system. The IRS is now telling people if you have not received your check, the best thing to do is just to claim this on your tax return. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do just that on my computer over there. And I'm going to be using a free online tax software called Free Tax USA. So let's head over there and I'll show you guys exactly how you can claim your stimulus. Alright you guys, we are on my computer now, and as you can see, we are on freetaxusa.com. You can use pretty much any tax service out there. You can use H&R Block Online, TurboTax, Tax Act Online. They're all going to be pretty much the same. I personally use Free Tax USA because it's free to file a federal return. As you can see down here, it is $0. And for those of you that don't have any income in 2020 or don't need to file a tax return, this is actually a really good option because you can do this from the comfort of your own home and it's completely free. So let's go ahead and get started. Now most likely you don't have an account, so go ahead and just create a new account. And here you're just going to want to put your information in and set up a new account. And once you have all the information entered, you can go ahead and just click create new account. Okay, we are now logged in and we are on basically the first part of the tax return, which is your taxpayer information. So this is your information that you're going to be entering in. I just put some dummy data in here for the sake of privacy. Now before you hit continue here, one thing to note is if somebody is claiming you on their tax return, then most likely you're not going to qualify for the stimulus checks. So make sure nobody is claiming you on the 2020 tax return and you should be good to go. So for this example, and everybody's example is going to be a little bit different, I'm going to be assuming that I'm a family of 4. I have a wife and 2 children, so that's what I'm going to be entering here. And usually when you're married, you're going to be filing jointly, so that's the option I'm going to select here. Since I'm filing jointly, I have to enter in my wife's information as well, so I just went ahead and just put some random information in here as well. Now here on this page, this is where you enter all your children in. I've already gone and put 2 children in here, but basically you're going to hit yes, and then you're going to see a screen like this where you can enter all of their information in, and obviously this is all fake information. Basically any child under the age of 17, so 16 and under, will qualify for an additional $500 per child on the first stimulus and then $600 per child on the second stimulus. And then here they're going to ask information about your child just to see where they lived the entire time in 2020. And most likely if they were a dependent, they should be living with you in your household. And this page is just confirming that they are going to be a dependent on your tax return. So just repeat that for all your children. And in my case, like I said, I have 2 children and I've already put them in here. And they're both going to be under 16, so they qualify for that stimulus. Now for the sake of this video, I'm not going to go over every single page of a tax return because most likely the people watching this video are the folks that are unemployed. Maybe they didn't work in 2020. Or maybe they just got Social Security benefits and they didn't receive their stimulus. So most likely they don't have any income or anything to really claim on their taxes. All they're really interested in claiming is the stimulus credits. So I'm going to go ahead and just skip all of this really quick. And here on the income section, if you don't have any income, then you just put I don't have any W-2s. If you only have Social Security income, you can skip this as well by just entering I don't have any W-2s. So here in this section, this is going to tell you all the different places that income can come from. And these are the most common ones. And in this scenario, I've already put in some Social Security income here. So here I'm just going to click this. Normally this would say start. But basically what I did is I put $1,000 in Social Security benefits for myself and then $1,000 in Social Security benefits for my wife. And then like I mentioned, if you got unemployment and you were on the pandemic unemployment relief, you can put in some unemployment information. You may potentially get taxed on this if you made over a certain amount of money. If you're single, I think you can make $12,000. If you're married, you can make up to $24,000. And if you did, make sure you do fill out this 1099-G. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to assume either you have Social Security income or no income. It doesn't really matter. The outcome is going to be the same exact thing. So here, even if you didn't fill this out, it's going to be the same exact thing. So I'm just going to leave this data in here. And this is just going to give you a summary of all your income. And like I said, we only have $2,000 here for Social Security. But again, it can say $0 here as well. And you would have no income. So here in this section, we're going to start talking about deductions and credits. So most likely you're not going to care about any deductions because you don't have any income to deduct. So you can just skip pretty much everything here. So I'm going to go ahead and just skip all of these because it doesn't really matter. Same with this. So you can see here we don't have anything. And then health insurance doesn't really matter anymore. So you can just hit continue. And then here, when you get to this page, this is where you want to actually look at the recovery rebate credit section here. So you can click edit here, and it will take us to the economic impact payment information page. So here's where it's important to enter the right information, so that way you can get your full stimulus. So the first question it's asking you is if you received any economic impact payment. So in the first stimulus, if you got money, you would hit yes. If you got money in the second stimulus, you would hit yes. If you didn't get a stimulus at all, you would hit no. So if you didn't know how much the stimulus payments were, it's $1,200 per adult and $500 per child on the first package. And then for the second package, it's $600 per adult and $600 per child. So here, like I said, if I didn't get any stimulus, I would just put no here. And then you can see here, it's calculated my economic impact payment. And it's telling me that they owe me $5,800. So this is really the only way you can get your whole stimulus if for some reason the IRS left you out on the stimulus package. So I'm gonna go back really quick because there are other scenarios that I wanna play out here just to show you guys that this is how you can get your money and how you can fix your stimulus as well. So here I'm gonna say I did receive my stimulus. So let's say you got your first stimulus, but you didn't get the second stimulus. So if you do that, you hit yes, you can see here it's gonna ask you a question. Did you get your first stimulus? And you're gonna say yes. Did you get your second stimulus? And you're gonna say no, right? And then here, what it's gonna do is it's gonna ask you, did you already receive at least $3,400 in the first round? So if you remember earlier, the first round for a family of 4, I'm supposed to be getting $2,400 for the adults and $1,000 for the 2 kids. So that's $3,400. So it's asking me, did I get $3,400? And if I said yes, then that's great. They don't owe me any more money for the first stimulus. But if I say no, then it's gonna say, well, how much did you get? And so let's say they left out my wife for some reason. So it would be $1,200 plus $1,000 in that case, because $1,200 for one adult, $1,000 for the kids. So that'll be $2,200 here. So basically it's missing my spouse in this example. And what that's gonna do now, it's gonna say, well, we're supposed to give you $3,400. And so what you do is when you hit save and continue, it's gonna say, oh, okay, since you already received $2,200, we're gonna give you an additional $3,600. And the reason why they're doing $3,600 here is because I didn't get the second stimulus. But you can see here, that's how you correct it. Let me go back and just say that I got the right amount. And I'm gonna say yes here. And then remember earlier, I put no here on the second one. So if I put the right amount for the first stimulus and then I didn't get the second stimulus, then it's gonna give me $2,400. $2,400 is the total amount for the second stimulus. And then again, like I said, if you did get both stimulus checks, but for some reason they were incorrect, let's say your kids were missing or you had a baby that was born in 2020 and the IRS didn't know about that baby, well, they didn't know about that baby in the first stimulus and the second stimulus. So in that case, you can put that data in here, right? You can say, did you receive $3,400 in your stimulus? And the answer is gonna be no to that question, because if you had a baby in 2020, that means that you only had 2 adults and 1 child on the IRS tax return in 2019. And that's gonna equate to $2,900, right? And then also for the second stimulus, you're gonna be missing that 1 extra child as well. So you're gonna put $2,900 here because that's what you got. So basically you're missing that $500 for that extra child. And then over here on the second stimulus payment, most likely you're not gonna get $2,400 here. You're only gonna get 600 times 3 because you only had 3 people in your family in 2019. So here you're gonna put 1,800, and then what it's gonna do is it's gonna give you an extra 600 on the second stimulus and an extra 500 on the first stimulus. And you can see here now it's 1,100. So this is how you can correct the stimulus amount if you had a baby born in 2020, or maybe the IRS forgot someone in the stimulus and you wanna correct it. So this is how you do that. And that's pretty much it. Once you go through the rest of this, you can go all the way to the last page now. And then once you get to the filing, you're gonna wanna make sure you exclude the state here because we don't really wanna file a state return. So you can just delete this if you don't care about it. And then after that, you're gonna wanna continue to filing. So you can just skip all these sections here. You can just hit next forever and not worry about any of this stuff. And then once you get to filing, that is where you're gonna enter in your bank information. So you can skip all of these. And here, this is where you enter your bank information. So this is how you actually get your refund. So like earlier, if I didn't get any stimulus payments, in that hypothetical example, I would get $5,800 here. In this case, I just forgot a child, or the IRS forgot a child, so I'm only getting $1,100. And then you're just gonna enter in your information, or you can request a paper check as well, and you'll be able to cash it at any bank. So if you're gonna go direct deposit, you can choose if you wanna split it, or you can just leave it in one account. And then here, just enter your information. And I already put some dummy information in here, but basically you're gonna want your checking account and your routing number. Okay, then once you're done, you're gonna head all the way to the end where you can file your tax return. Now, since this tax return doesn't have any taxable income, you actually cannot e-file this tax return. You're actually gonna have to print out the form and mail it into the IRS the old-fashioned way. And then once the IRS receives it, they're gonna process it, and then they're gonna mail out your tax refund. Now, if you do have income and you're doing your taxes normally, then you won't see this screen here. You'll just be able to e-file it after they start accepting returns. And since today is only January 7th, you're not going to be able to do this, so you're going to have to wait until at least January 16th or maybe even late January for them to accept your e-file. Alright you guys, as you can see, it was relatively painless and pretty simple to do if you have all of your information. Now obviously I showed you guys a really basic example on how to file your taxes. Some of you guys may have much more complicated taxes and you may actually want to go into a branch to do your taxes. But for a lot of you guys who are unemployed or on Social Security or didn't make any income last year, that's exactly how you file your taxes to claim the stimulus credits. Now I do want to repeat this again because a lot of you guys keep asking this question. Even though you don't need to file a tax return or you don't qualify to file a tax return because you didn't make any money, it still makes sense to file a tax return. So if you made $0, if you are on Social Security and you just received Social Security benefits, you still want to file a tax return if you didn't get your stimulus checks. The reason why we're doing this is so that you can claim the stimulus check. Well guys, hopefully this video was helpful for you. If it was, make sure you hit that like button down below. Make sure you share this video with your friends and family. That way they don't miss out on this stimulus money. If you guys want to see this and another tax software, let me know down in the comments below. I'll see if I can make a video for you. As always guys, have a nice day and I'll see you guys in the next video.